Hey, welcome everyone. It's Viper here today with Jay Real, and we are accompanied by Puffa, the Easy Comp Team lead for the HLL side. We want to talk to him before he competes with BR1 and the TL side this Saturday for a preseason match, and obviously dive into deeper into what Easy's plan is. So, Puffa, please introduce yourself.
Puffa, I am a second lieutenant in Easy Company. I've been running we call it our TAC team, which is our general event competition team, running it since about mid-June. I've been playing Hell Let Loose since it came out on Steam, so like 2019 I've had it since. So I think I've racked up like 1,000 hours by now, but God, it's my favorite game, so I'm happy to be doing this, and I'm excited to be doing something more organized, so it's just going to be fun.
Awesome, awesome. Well, get right into it. I mean, tell us. Obviously, Easy has been hard at work training. So, what is the team stress during these trainings and during these practices, to get ready for this match and get ready for the HPL League?
So we've really working on our simply the communication. We want to make sure that everybody knows, call outs and understanding, how to talk to each other and have a chain of command and that kind of thing. That's what we've really been working on, because a lot of these guys that we've been bringing in we have a mix of, we have a lot of ex-military. So we have those guys who are very, very good at that kind of thing. And we're teaching all these new people. We have a lot of people that are have only had the game for a couple weeks now. So learning, and especially now, Hell Loose is one of I would say, the kind of the middle ground for a lot of milsim versus, any kind of first person shooter game now. So having people come in from like Call of Duty or Battlefield now learning how to do communications and call outs and that kind of thing has been kind of I guess that has been our biggest strong point of working. That's pretty
What?
much.
So Puffy, I communication you just harped on like as a
Yeah.
big. I think that's a big pillar of just any dynamic Hell Let Loose team.
hmm
You got a lot of coordination going on. You got a lot of people playing different positions. Um, how have you broke your team down to facilitate that streamlined communication? And
We have
you don't got to tell me all the secret sauce. I just
no, I mean, I
just give me the
will.
high level, bro. That's all I want.
We actually have broken it down into squads. So we actually have I have 10 squad leaders that run through everything, and then 10 infantry squad leaders plus a couple of, we have recon artillery and tanks. So basically, those guys are responsible for their members. So unfortunately, the tank guys have like 10 other guys to contend with, but the infantry guys only have their five. So they're responsible for their five, and they train together, they practice together on their own time. And we come together every Sundays is when we play our practices at. And so we've been kind of like working on small groups and then bring it into larger groups. So we've broken it up kind of like that, where it's kind of like a chain of command kind of thing. So
Kind of
those guys report to
decentralized
me.
communication, really.
Exactly. It's
Like that's how America wins wars, though, baby.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Well,
Well,
I wouldn't just say America, but that's kind of the
mhm,
go-to now is to
yeah,
decentralize a little bit because on the ground, like you're saying, when breaking them up into squads, they're going to have to be very cognizant of what the rest of their squad's capable of.
mhm,
You know what I'm saying, and pass up relevant information for you guys to make switches. So I'm glad to hear that.
exactly.
Right. So, with Easy getting on the competitive scene again into the HPL, which is obviously the big league. It's not a tournament where it's one and done. It's across multiple weeks.
hmm
What has been some challenges? You mentioned the communication. Getting back into it. I mean, did you have any other trouble? Restarting this program, restarting. Whatever groundwork was laid before.
hmm well, I basically took everything that was, and I scrapped it all, and I started from scratch. So we've gone from essentially nothing to we have, I think, about 110 people on our roster now.
Wow.
As of yesterday, I think is the last time I checked. But so, and that's of course barring people that are not fully active players, and we have reserve and active. So it's been more of, I thought the initial challenge was going to be getting people to come and play, but once you start putting it out there that we want to play organized games and just have fun, and people come like in droves. It's been crazy. So to think that I went from nothing to 110 guys in just 2 months has been fantastic, and it's only been going up. So we have more and more people joining every day, actually. So it's crazy.
That's
So
no.
So
have you Sorry, go ahead, Skip.
That's no small. I was gonna say it's no small feat. That's no small feat.
Yeah.
That's something definitely to put a feather in your cap and be proud of for sure.
Hmm.
For sure. Yeah. I got a question.
Yes.
With you 2 months that you've been building this team, I'm curious to know, have you tested your team? Have you put them to the test yet? A lot of these teams that you're going to go against, and you've got a preseason match with BR1 and TL on the 28th on Foy, and we'll get to that here
Yeah.
shortly about what that strategy looks like. But I'm curious to see, because you guys haven't been on the comps team lately, right?
No, we've done a couple of actually matches, but more of the same rules. I know that there's a Summer Cup going on currently, and that's an
Hmm.
18 versus 18. So we did two of those. Just kind of, we're not actually in the cup, more of just kind of a practice kind of thing, just to see how we would do. And I mean, we're doing really well. It's our team. What I've been building on has not been competitive focused. It's been about just having fun. I have no skill requirements. I have no hour requirements. I have no level requirements. I just want guys that want to be on here and just want to have fun and be organized. So, if it ends up being that, yeah, we do get killed, it is what it is. We're still playing with all our friends. That's the important part. So,
And
yeah.
I think that's definitely like,
Hmm.
I think every community should emphasize that, right?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's about having fun. I'm worried about morale though when you say that. How do you plan on keeping the morale with your team? Because like my counterpart here, Viper said, this is a league, it's not a tournament,
Hmm.
right? So you might play one team and it may go well, it may go awfully wrong.
Yeah.
How do you keep those guys interested moving into the next week and the week after that and the week after that, you know?
Well, I think the thing is that yeah, we'll go up, but it's going to be a different team every week, and then of course between then we all play together and we have our practices, which aren't really even practices. They're more of just getting everybody together to come play, and we'll get like 60 guys up to in one server. So I think it's about focusing on people just playing together and just getting into these matches. Yeah, sure, we might get killed, but then tomorrow we're gonna all go play on Stalingrad, or and we have an event coming up just in house where we're going to play like Car 98s and Mosins only. Like that's going to be fun. So I think that's kind of like the way you kind of mitigate that. So yeah, sure, we might get killed one, but we have a ton of really really good guys on our team. Some guys I have insane skill levels, which uh, beyond even me. So even so, I think that we still stand a good chance, even though we're not, I guess, looking for or focusing on the competitive side, more so just on the organizational team side. So it's going to be. I don't see us ever having an issue with morale. I think everybody just wants to be here just to play and have fun. So yeah, sure, we might. If we losing is not fun, but we also have so many other things to do. So
Yeah, for
it's
sure.
what it is. Yeah.
Great answer, man.
Hmm.
Viper, I'll throw it back to you. I know you have one boiling question that you want to ask, and I'm gonna follow that bad boy up.
All right,
You
all
know
right.
what I'm
Well,
saying?
this is my last question. So,
Hmm.
looking to the match, and obviously you play BR1T on first week. I mean,
Hmm.
have you looked into BR1's play style with TL? Anything you've been specifically watching out for? Anything you've been specifically training for this match that they, any strategies you've noticed that they've do in their matches at all, or have you been focusing on your team training?
I've been focusing just on my team. I think we can adapt to any kind of challenge that we come across. It's uh, I have my guys. My guys like to watch a lot of the competitions that have been going on. They have a lot of knowledge of what's been going on. I personally haven't, so I have my guys usually who probably have maybe a little more knowledge about this, more of my squad leaders. But I haven't heard anything about them talking about specific strategies or anything. We really just want to, be train ourselves good enough that even if we have to face certain things, that we can probably change and adapt and work with it. Again, it's gonna be, I know it's hella loose. You can only do so much with the game in itself. There certainly is several different metas going on that just playing the game you already kind of know about. So once you kind of get to a point where I think we're good enough to change and adapt, that's really what we've been focusing on. So
So, so you brought up some really good points about changing and adapting and
mhm.
and really just training your team to be flexible.
Yeah.
Um, I'm curious what your thoughts on the U10 update, the tanks mobility, the tank's vulnerability now because it's so damn slow.
Hmm.
And we also want to talk about resource creep, right? So now you can place nodes anywhere.
Yeah,
Get that plus 10 per minute anywhere you want to place them.
yeah.
How do all these things factor in, and how do you provide? How are you going to provide a combat, uh, a collective of combat power on Foy when you face off for this preseason match that's going on the 28th this Saturday?
Yeah, so Foy's very open and it's going to be a lot of tank focused. So my guys are very good. They actually have kind of, I don't know if you guys know, but people have put out this thing called the Tank Bible that's it's on Reddit, where it's all about understanding like every single hit percentage and how many kills to kill a tank and that kind of thing. My guys actually built their own system on this whole Excel sheet. So my armor guys, they're really they're very excited for Foy, just simply because it is an armored map. So, yeah, update 10 changed a lot of things, and of course, the problem that happened like right as I'm in the middle of building my team, right, as I'm or still in the changing and still adapting to these things. So, of course, update 10 did kind of screw everything over in a little ways. I miss update 9. I like the how the resources work beforehand, but of course now, I think it's kind of I don't want to say it's like a little stupid thing, but if you could just put all your nodes inside of the first sector, I wish that is not the case anymore. I liked how they were before, but it's something that we've just been training with and adapting to. They'll probably change the next update, for God's sakes. So, yeah. But for at least for the tank wise, yeah, we've been really those guys. I have 12. I have 12 armored guys, so so 4 tanks total, and they've been training like every damn day. Those guys are crazy. I don't know how I managed to get such crazy tankers, but they are always telling me how much they love spending time in their small metal coffins. So
So,
it
so
is what
what's
it
the
is.
what's the differentiation, right? Because you guys are playing allies,
Yeah,
and there's a huge a
yeah.
huge benefit to playing on the Axis side on Foy.
Hmm.
I'm just wondering, are you going to utilize a combined arms approach with artillery, tanks, and infantry, or are you going to let your tanks just kind of do what they got to do
My
and
tanks
get it done,
are.
or are they going to be supporting infantry? I'm curious. You don't
Hmm.
got to give me the details.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? Just
well,
all transparency.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
curious how you guys as allies are going to be marching across the field with inferior tanks.
I don't know. That
I'm just
76
wondering how you
is
guys are gonna do.
still
Yeah,
pretty
the
good.
76. Yeah, you
Still
guys
pretty
have.
good.
I'll say there's a cost benefit
Yeah,
analysis,
certainly.
right, going on. There's a
Well,
benefit for you guys being more maneuverable, but there's a
mhm,
benefit also to the higher firepower that the Axis are going to be able to provide on
yeah.
Foy. So I'm just wondering, like, to kind of dive deeper into the question I asked you before, how do you marry up your infantry to support your tanks, and how do you marry up your artillery to support the team?
So what my tanks have actually been doing has been running trainings with our squad leader. So they basically been doing a tag along. So where the squad leader will be in the tank with these guys, and basically seeing what the tankers are doing. So then when they play with the infantry, that they can at least know what they're supposed to be doing to help these tanks. Of course, it is going to be completely open. So with the allies tanks, we also have the 75 with smoke, which is a fantastic choice. The 76, we've been finding that my guys have been getting very, very good at sneaking around and taking out tigers from the side. So you can watch yourselves on that one. Um, his foy is going to be completely open, and with a little bit of fog in the view distance, it's going to be a little kind of different. I think that each side has its own versatility, and of course, at least we've been thinking that the Panther right now is probably one of the top tier, just because the Tiger moves so slowly. Of course, it has the frontal armor to match, but it's going to be a mix up of that map is going to be completely open. So I think we'll have the maneuverability that we seek. We're not playing on Stalingrad or on Carentan, where we're going to be stuck down an alleyway. We'll be able to get around. It's really what we're
Right,
focusing on.
right.
So,
So I think it's going to be vital that your infantry
mhm,
is in some good positions to support those tanks. And
yeah.
I'm excited to see what you guys offer, man. Like, It's been a 2-month break since you guys have been on a competitive scene, and honestly, I'm excited. Like you got 110 guys. Yeah, it seems like you got a great morale going, a great a great motto to step behind that we're just trying to have fun. We're gonna get out there, we're gonna try to win. We are gonna win, maybe. You know what I'm saying? But if
Yeah.
we don't, at the end of the day, we're good to go. We're gonna
Yeah.
go back to the drawing board. We're gonna get it done. So I think that really sums up y'all's approach, man. So
Hmm.
Viper, I'm gonna throw it back to you. Like, what you got?
Don't have any more questions? Just want to thank you, Puffa, obviously, for your time, and you did a great job. So,
Of
good
course.
best of luck on this Saturday in the preseason, and we'll see you also in week 1 as well.
Yeah. I'll see you on
For
Saturday.
sure.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Hey
Appreciate
man,
you.
good luck
Appreciate it.
to you.